I have a message for anybody out there that may be struggling with suicidal thoughts. Despite what so many ignorant people on the internet and maybe even in your personal life say, you are not a coward. You are not weak, and you are not acting selfish. You are overwhelmed by the travails of life. You are overwhelmed with something that you cannot control. And you need help, and help is out there. Do not let these ignorant motherfuckers who are calling you weak, who are calling you selfish, who are calling you coward, do not let them get to you. Because all they are doing is making things worse. And now I want to speak to those of you who find suicide selfish, cowardly, sign of weakness. Let me ask you something. Do you think you're doing more good than harm when you say that to a suicidal person? Or somebody that's struggling with suicidal thoughts? Do you think you're doing more good than harm? These people's heads, they're already filled with an immeasurable amount of negativity. And you are just adding more to the mix. How is that supposed to help? I mean, if that's really all you have to bring to the conversation, just don't fucking say anything at all. Because it's not helping them. That's making them feel worse. On top of all of the other things that have them wanting to take their own fucking lives. Here you come in, asshole. Talking about how it's a cowardly thing and how it's selfish of them and they're weak. God, how could you be so much of an asshole to say that they're weak? Do you think they choose this? Do you think that they want this path? This path to suicide? Leaving their family behind? Leaving their friends behind? Do you think that is something that they necessarily want? You think it's something that they can just go, oh, well, God, now that I know that I'm being a coward, wow, wow, thank you very much. It doesn't work that way. And you need to get educated about suicide before you add your 2 cents into the mix, because we're talking about people's lives here. People's lives are hanging in the balance. Let's say you call a suicidal person cowardly and they do change their mind. Temporarily. What have you done to fix the things, or to help them fix the things that made them suicidal in the first place? You have not examined any of those things. All you did was say, you're a coward. Those things, those thoughts in their head that made them suicidal to begin with, they're still there. They still exist. And you have done nothing more than show that person that you're a complete and utter fucking asshole. And unfortunately, they'll probably see you as some kind of savior, which will just add to your ego and unfortunately make you even bolder. People just don't seem to understand how powerful a suicidal thought is. It's not something you just snap out of. It's not something you choose. It's not the path that anybody wants to walk down. Calling them selfish, calling Chester Bennington selfish for leaving 6 kids behind. Do you think he wanted to do that? No, he didn't want to do that. He had a lot going on up here. And what was going on up here was controlling him, was controlling every bit of his being up until that final moment. I just wish people could understand how much harm saying suicidal people are weak and cowardly and selfish does. I really wish you could fully understand how much harm that does. and weak. How, how could you be so... How could you be such an insensitive asshole? To call them weak. Not everybody has the... not everybody can handle grief the same way that you do. I'll repeat that because it's important. Not everyone handles grief the same way that you do. If you encounter a shitty situation to you, it could hurt you for a while, but you'll be okay in a week or so. But somebody else faced with that same situation, it could really, really bring them down to the lowest point of their lives. But because, you know, it's okay for you, it depressed you, but you got over it, apparently this person should just be able to get over it as well and stop being so selfish. Not everybody has the same capacity for dealing with grief that you do. You need to fucking understand that. So even if you have survived a suicide attempt like me, don't become self-righteous about it and go, oh, well, I did it and I realized how stupid and selfish I was. No, these people need our help. These people need our support and our love. And if you're unwilling to provide that, then you should shut your fucking mouth! It's that simple. Nobody needs to hear that. Even somebody that's not struggling with suicide, nobody needs to hear that they're being cowardly or weak or selfish. That's something that no, okay, well some people need to hear that they're being selfish because they are being selfish outside of the realm of suicide, but nobody wants to hear those things because they are negative things. And people that are thinking about suicide already have enough negativity in their head, and you are just adding more and more negativity to them, so fucking stop it! That's all I got. Have a good day, folks.